Oh hi. Ahmedabad, the city in the west of India, the biggest city of the state of Gujarat, one of five the largest in India with the population in 5.8 million inhabitants, forming the seventh largest city agglomeration with the population of Khar people. It is located on riverbanks of Sabarmati in 30 km from the capital of the state, the city of Gandhinagar. It's the administrative center of the district Ahmedabad. During the period from 1960 to 1970, Ahmedabad was the capital of the state of Gujarat, then Gandhinagar became the capital. The city sometimes called Karnavati in honor of his predecessor on this place. The city was founded in 1411 and served as the capital of the Gujarati Sultans, and Ahmed Shah was called in honor of one of sultans. In the city, the textile industry in this connection, it's sometimes called Manchester of the East, prospers. The city was in vanguard of fight for independence of India, in which in the first half of the 20th century there were civil disobedience actions. With creation of the state of Gujarat, Ahmedabad changed from the city of hovels and tents in the scientific and educational, commercial and cultural center of the state with the towering skyscrapers and shopping centers. Archaeological finds demonstrate that the territory of the city was populated since the 11th century, and there was a city of Ashaval. In it is a high time the Solankiski governor Ankalvara, Karandavavai, waged successful war of the minding Kilskis Ashaval. Soon after the victory, Karandavai founded on Ashaval's place the city of Karnavati on Sabarmati's coast on the place of modern Ahmedabad. In the 13th century the city and all Gujarat passed under the power of the Delhi Sultanate. In 1411 Muzaffarida based the Gujarati Sultanate. According to tradition, the Sultan Ahmed Shah, having entered a campaign on riverbanks of Sabarmati, I saw how the rabbit pursues a sheepdog, and inspired by it, the Sultan decided to found the capital on this place. In 1487, Mahmud Baigada, Ahmed Shah's grandson, strengthened the city. An external wall in 10 km with 12 gate, 189 bastions and 60 loopholes. Ahmedabad was under the power of Muzaffar till 1573, when the last Sultan of Gujarat, Muzaffar II, fell in fight against the Mogulski Sultan Akbar Veliki. During Mogulski board, Ahmedabad became one of brisk shopping centers of the empire, specializing in textiles, exporting it up to Europe. Sultan Shah Jahan carried out the most part of the life in Ahmedabad, supporting Moti Shani's construction waved around Shakabog. Armies of Marakski generals Raghunatha Rao and Damadji Gayakvad occupied the city, having put an end to Mogulski board. Hunger of 1630 and constant skirmishes between Peshwa and Gayakvad's armies destroyed many urban areas that forced the most part of the population to leave Ahmedabad. The British East Indian Company took the city under the control in 1818. The military contingent was billeted in 1824, and in 1858 the city board was founded. In 1864 the railroad connected Ahmedabad and Bombay, thanks to what the city became the large railway junction between northern and southern parts of India. In the 19th century the city was flooded by inhabitants of rural areas, come to Ahmedabad in job searches at cotton mills.
The movement for independence of India took deep root in the city when Mahatma Gandhi organized two of the residences, Pakrab Ashram in 1915 and Satyagrah Ashram in 1917, which it was fated to become the centers of the Indian national movement. During Massachusetts demonstrations minds de Lorulata in 1919, workers of cotton mills burned 51 office buildings on All City in protest at attempt of the colonial authorities to expand restrictions of wartime after World War I.
In the 20th years of the 20th century, textile workers and teachers continued to come to strikes, demanding the civil rights, the best salary and acceptable conditions of work.
In 1930 Gandhi organized the Salt Campaign to Dundee, and in 1942 the Vindiski strike demanding immediate independence began.
In the course of the partition of the British India in 1947 in the city, the wave of riots between Hindus and Muslims swept. Ahmedabad became the capital only of the educated state of Gujarat by crushing of the province Bombay on May 1, 1960. During this period, a significant amount of educational and scientific institutes were based in the city, having made it the center of the higher education, science and technology. Such types of the industry as heavy and chemical came to the city. In the next 2 decades growth was suspended because of the political heat caused by requirements mined social injustice and corruption. Owing to what, in the city and vicinities there were intercaste strikes. On January 26, 2001 the destructive earthquake became the reason of collapse of 50 multi-storied buildings, death of 752 people and damage to city infrastructure. 2002 was celebrated in the city and the state by a series of riots of Muslims, a reason for which was an arson of the passenger train with Hindu pilgrims near the station Bagra. The Gujarati disorder. As a result of riots, 1044 people on both sides died. Flight of thousands of Muslims from the city led to creation of tent towns in the neighborhood of Ahmedabad.
In recent years, effects of globalization and liberalization of the Indian economy advanced development of the city to new tops.
Owing to what, the population steadily grows and new residential quarters are built. During this rough development begins to be felt shortage in energy and water resources.
Ahmedabad is located in the west of India at the height of 53 meters above sea level.
The city was stretched on riverbanks of Sabarmati in the central part of the state of Gujarat. The square of Ahmedabad makes 205 square km. The Sabarmati river often dries up in the summer, leaving a narrow stream. The city is located in the sandy and droughty area. The area and roads are often filled up with sand owing to Massachusetts deforestation, etc.
The continuing expansion of mid-flight soils of Kacheski Rand threatens to strengthen desertification as within the city and in all the state.
Except for hills Cottage Jodhpur, the city almost flat. Within the city there are 2 lakes. Kankaria and Vastrapur.
The lake Kankaria was dug by order of the Gujarati Sultan Kut, Din Ahmad of Shah II in 1451. Ahmedabad, the 5th largest city of India, forming the 7th most populated city agglomeration of the country. According to data of a population census of 2011, the population of Ahmedabad made 6,352,254 people.
Literacy level -89.62%. 93.96% among men and 84.81% circles of women. A ratio of floors minus 897 women to 1000 men. About card people live in slums. Most of residents Gujarati. About 7% of the population are made by Muslims.
In 2010, the Forbes magazine recognized Ahmedabad as the most fast-growing city of India and the third in the world after the Chinese cities of Chengdu and Chongqing. According to data of National Bureau of Criminal Statistics for 2003, Ahmedabad was the city with the smallest crime rate among 35 cities of India with the population more than 1 million people. In December 2011, the Marketing Bureau IMRB announced Ahmedabad the best city for life among other megalopolises of India.
Transport.
The international airport of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is located approximately in 15 km from the downtown and an 8 km from the railway station.
It is the most loaded airport of Gujarat and the 8th the most loaded in the country. Carries out as local flights to the majority of the large cities of the country, and the international flights to Dubai, Muscat, Singapore, etc. The cities. Ahmedabad is in the western zone of the Indian railroads. The city is connected by the railroads to all large cities of the north of the country.
National Highway No.
It connects the city to Delhi and to Bombay.
Highway No.
It connects Aminkankwanigaram.
No.
One connects Ahmedabad to Baroda.
94 km.
The subway of Ahmedabad is under construction since 2015, the first site of one line, 6 stations, length of 6. 5 km is open on March 4, 2019.
Economy.
The gross internal product of Ahmedabad in 2014 was estimated of $64 billion. According to the Reserve Bank of India in June 2012, the city took the 7th place on financial performance.
In the 19th century, light industry of Ahmedabad received considerable investments, therefore the India's first cotton mill, after which also other enterprises of this industry appeared, was founded on May 30, 1861.
By 1905 in the city there were 33 cotton mills.
During World War I, light industry received an additional boost of development thanks to Mahatma Gandhi's movement directed to promoting of the goods created within India.
Ahmedabad is the supplier of cotton fabric, largest in India, and one of the largest exporters of gemstones and jewelry products. An important role in economy is also played by automotive industry. The Tata Motors plant works in the city, planned to open productions of the Ford and Suzuki company. Construction of the plant was started by the Peugeot company. The Ahmedabad Exchange, located near Ambavadi, is the second oldest exchange of India. 2 largest Indian pharmaceutical companies, Zydus Cadila and Torrent Pharmaceuticals, are also located in the city.
There are main offices of the Irma Group, which is engaged in production of detergents and chemical components, and Adani Group, the international trading and developer company.
Actively, the industry of information technologies develops. According to a research of NASCOM of 2002, Ahmedabad took the 5th place among 9 largest IT centers. Sites: Siddhi Bakkar's Mosque, Sabarmati Ashram. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.